Hi, my name is Sam. This video is an attempt to identify the steps that we use in order to document the way that we document what we do. For instance, we use the Google Calendar. The view is by week, and we start each week pivoting on the month. So this is January. The first week is the 1st to the 7th. The second week is the 8th to the 14th. And here I'm looking at the second week. It's the 11th. My first post of every day is going to be the prior day's first post, duplicated, and then updated to reflect the current date. It has the main title, which is comprised of when in this format, what in this format, and who in this format. This is the title of the event. It's the instance name. This is the mapping of it, so it displays in the proper date and time zone. And then this name is applied not just at the main title, not just at the mapping, but also in the memo area at the beginning and the end. The concept is that we have a package, and the package is a way to encapsulate an event, and the event is my effort. So I'm trying to package and share what did I do. What I do as the first event is going to always be the same. It's to give notice that I'm beginning work. Within the memo, we're going to indicate certain elements, the sources of this event, which is always going to be effort. And then the effort, of course, is indicated when. We use the year, and then we use the day number, and then the effort number, and then who did it. This should link to my reconciliation workbook where I indicate everything that I do. I work both as an admin and also as a technician, so I have a different tab for each type of effort. My administrative effort is a good place to reconcile when anybody's doing something to see if the process is working. So for instance, today, my first effort of the day, number one, is to indicate that I'm going to begin my workday. We relate and link things in two directions, from and to. So from calendar to Google Sheets, it gets inserted with the hyperlink so that we can go from the calendar to the sheet, and we can go from the sheet to the calendar. This is a process that we're going to apply to every step that we do. We can go from and to, and then when we're at any point, we can go back. That's a method of auditing where we can trace or vouch. Vouching would be going from the source to the result, and tracing would be going from the result back to the source. This is a single instance where we have two different points. We will link and chain together all the events so that if there's 25 steps, you can go in any place of those 25 discrete steps and go back to the beginning, whatever triggered those series of workflow steps. We give these efforts a number. So my number of the effort of the day is given by, as I said before, the year, the day of the year, and then the effort of the day. And the beginning is always going to be to indicate a notice to the group. I'm beginning my workday. Everything has a relation, and it should have a path so that you could click and go there. So if I say I'm beginning the workday, you can click on it, and then you'll notice that the effort that I call begin workday is comprised of 7 discrete steps. So efforts are packaged into an event. An event can be a package of many different elements, so that these 7 different elements are how I go about setting up my workspace. When I have my workspace, certain things are static. I'm always beginning with the first effort. So my first effort establishes that I can click and go to my calendar, my daily worksheet, the reconciliation for those things that I begin, and then also a Google document that we use for collaboration purposes. And in that, we also indicate notice, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm working. So I update that indicator so others who are working know who else is working and they can either assist or know that certain tasks are being done by others, so they can help audit or perform the tasks that are needed. We'll wrap it up there, and then I'll proceed in the next video to explain how we go within my effort to indicate not just that it's the effort, number one, begin workday, but it is already established my workspace so that I can move on to the next effort, which would be to take a step back and make sure the prior day's events and efforts are closed so that today becomes its own instance. And then within today's package, my third effort will be focused on any of the other things that need to be done, which include reconciling, scheduling, auditing. There's too much work that needs to be done, and I probably need 3 to 4 people full-time. Currently, there is nobody working full-time on admin. So it becomes many things that are partially done, and most things are not even begun. So I need to establish clarity in how you begin and what's expected. That establishes the fact that when you begin, initially you have 7 distinct relations. The next step is to close the prior so that when you're working on the present date, it's a separate instance from the prior date. It's not just continuing forward, it loops back, closes the prior, and becomes its own entity, the current date. Thank you.